Hello and welcome to the podcast today. I am Megan Hillier and I am excited to be here to talk to you today. Last week we ran the Ancestor Power Challenge, the 3-day Ancestor Power Challenge that's totally free. Had a bunch of people sign up, a bunch of people in the Facebook group sharing stuff that they've been able to uncover about their ancestors. If you haven't signed up for the Ancestor Power Challenge, you still can. Now when you sign up, you'll get the first day sent to you immediately on your email, and then day 2 will come the next day and day 3 the next day. But you can still sign up for it. So if you haven't signed up for it yet, you can go to knowyourancestors.co/power challenge. It's totally free. We'll help you connect to your ancestors a little bit more and get started with that. The experience was really cool. My inspiration for running the challenge was pretty much I was feeling kind of burnt out after Roots Tech. I was like, what am I even doing? I've been trying to get more clients and helping people know what I'm doing, who I am. And sometimes it's kind of exhausting to constantly be trying to sell yourself. And I just thought, you know what? I just want to do something fun. The early days of my business of modern genealogy that it was called, I would do these little free challenges quite often. And so I thought, you know what? Let's just do one with kind of my new methods, new visions of the importance and the power that comes from learning about our ancestors. So that's how the Ancestor Power Challenge came to be. Then I decided, you know what, let's do another program. I have created a few different online courses over the years, but I haven't ran a live program for over 2 years. And there's something powerful that comes from doing a live cohort, a live group class together. I don't know about you, but when I sign up for online courses, I don't do them. I don't do them unless I have someone checking up on me, unless I have like a weekly call, unless I have, a schedule and that's actually doable. I'm guessing a lot of people are like that because a lot of people have bought my courses, but not a lot of people have finished them. And so I know that that's not because they're bad or because the courses are too hard or whatever. It's just, life gets busy. Things take over. Like the things that are urgent are the things that we spend our time doing a lot of the time. And it can be hard to like open up your computer and find the online course and log in and remember your login and get all of that information. So I really wanted to run this course live, to do it with you and to help people actually feel the power. So I decided after the 3-day challenge, I would invite people to join this 8-week program. So I've invited people to that. I have sent out a few emails and haven't posted a ton about it just because Easter and now my kids are off school. But I'm going to talk a bit about why I have created this 8-week program, why I've called it what I've called it, and why I want you to join me. So first of all, I came up with the name for the challenge. Well, just the word power kept coming to me as a name for something, whether that was for the challenge or for this 8-week program. But I thought, let's just call it the 3-day Ancestor Power Challenge. So I called it that. And then I was trying to come up with a name for the program. And now I know names don't really matter. It's kind of like when you're naming children, like you just choose a name. It's weird at first, but then after a while you get used to it and that's just what they're named, right? So I knew that it didn't really matter, but I wanted the name to be something fun, something different, and something that really showed what this program was about. So with that word power, I was like, well, I could call it the Ancestor Power Project. And I like that name. Then I was like, well, I don't know. I kept going back and forth between power or love. I even had on Instagram a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, if you have not heard anything else, what phrase do you prefer? Ancestor power or ancestor love? And the majority of people chose ancestor love. So I actually bought both domains, ancestor.love or ancestorpowerproject.com. If you go to both of those sites right now, they both go to the sales page for what I ended up calling it, which is the Ancestor Power Project. In the end, I felt like that showed more of what this actually is, what it's meant to be, what it's meant to do, and that is to help you integrate the power of your ancestors into your life. And we do that by focusing on one Ancestor. So it's not the Ancestral Power Project, it's the Ancestor Power Project. One ancestor that you focus on for this project to really feel the power of that in your life. The reason that I was thinking about ancestor love is actually, I've like debated whether I should share this story or not, but I think I will. A few years ago, can't remember how many years ago. Anyways, let's back up. When I first started my business, I decided to call it modern genealogy because I found that, I don't know, I just like the ring of it and that it's a different way of doing genealogy. And I kind of catered to people who are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as I am a member, and family history and knowing who our ancestors are is very important to us, and we do work for them in the temples and all of that. And so I was helping a lot of members of my faith with family history work and doing that. And after a while, I wasn't like totally focused on that. It was more helping beginners, help people get started. And then I was like, maybe I should just go all in on like helping members of my faith with using Family Search and all of the added stuff for members of my faith. Anyways, I was praying about it, thinking about it, pondering about it. And then I had this phrase, just these words come to my mind. We love them too, which I felt that to mean even people that are not members of my faith, they have ancestors that love them too. We love them too. Now, the power of learning about our ancestors and knowing them is not exclusive to members of my church. That everybody's ancestors care for them, are there, and love them, love you, that they are here. And so I really like that idea that our ancestors love us, that we can love our ancestors. I feel like love is the most powerful thing. So that's why I was like so stuck on that name, Ancestor Love. But in the end, I decided that the Ancestor Power Project made more sense and communicated more of what the purpose of this course was. And I hope that as you feel their power and learn more about them, that you feel their love also. So this 8-week program is something new. I want to help you not just learn how to research an ancestor, which is part of it, but to then do all of those things that I would do for a client, to identify signs of trauma and resilience, to look for those details of their life that really helped you to understand what they went through, to look historically at what was going on when and where they lived, then to take some time to recognize patterns. A lot of us have maybe some struggles in our family trees, ancestors that had hard times or that did hard things or that did horrible things. There can be some hard things in our family trees, and recognizing those patterns can help us understand maybe the origins of some of that pain. And then lastly, we can integrate our ancestors' wisdom and experience into our lives. Now, I think these are the things that kind of get maybe not even forgotten, just are not even really known or understood or even vocalized that is happening as we learn about our ancestors. But I think a lot of people that have been doing genealogy for a long time just understand that they see that they see, oh, my ancestor went through that hard thing. They must have needed perseverance, resilience, and being adaptable and all of those things, and then they can see that in themselves too. But I feel like the majority of people maybe don't spend that time doing that. And it's not necessarily a hard thing to do. Like, you can probably start uncovering that. Well, not probably. You can uncover these things on your own. It's not like what I'm teaching or what I'm doing in this 8-week program is revolutionary or whatever. But there is a process that I walk you through that helps you do it in an easy way, a simple way, and guides you through the process with journaling prompts and different things that can help you integrate that into your life. Now, I've been teaching how to do family history and research for 8 years now, and I started teaching it because I found that there was not a lot of super helpful information. There is so much information out there about genealogy. There's so many webinars, blogs, even Roots Tech, and they're like little bits and pieces, right? Like if you're wanting to learn how to research in Ireland, you can watch a webinar about it. But for me, there was kind of a disconnect where it's like, okay, I see that, but then how do I actually do that with my person, right? How do I go from the information that I have available to me to then go search on this website and I type their name in and nothing shows up? Now what? Like it just felt like I wanted someone there with me, showing me, telling me what to put in, why it's not showing up, and help me through that process. So that's why I first created a course called More Than a Name back in, I think it was 2019. And that was for beginners and for people that wanted to learn the process of research. And it was very thorough, at least I feel like it was. But it helped walk you through it instead of just being like, here's the place you search, good luck. I showed you how, why, how to find answers for where to look for records, how to try different ways of searching and all of that. Because I feel like a lot of people need that, especially when they're starting. So that was kind of the side of learning how to use Ancestry and Family Search and the Family Search Research Wiki to research your ancestor, right? But then I started in my own journey for myself. I started doing meditation. I started learning about generational inheritance, about epigenetics, about that what happened to our ancestors can actually be passed on to us. And I thought, hey, wait a second. Like genealogy is one thing, right? Researching and finding and building your tree. But what if you actually could learn what those hard things were that happened in your family that might have been passed down? Like maybe your Uncle Joe is a grouch for whatever reason. Maybe we can learn something about his parents, his childhood. Things might have happened that have made him behave like that, right? And it's not always cut and dry and simple, obviously. There's lots of different variables. But I feel like looking at our family tree in that lens can help us find healing and understanding in our family tree. So I kind of was blending these two ideas together and trying to think, how can I help people with this? Because for whatever reason, I felt like that's what I should do. So I offer that for clients, for people to hire me to research their family tree and uncover some of that story, some of that pain, some of that heartache, some of that trial, some of that resilience in our ancestors' lives, to help see that, to see what historically was happening at that time, or see their movement around, to see divorce or abandonment or early loss or all of these things that can kind of tie into that pain. And I think a lot of people want to learn that aspect of that process alongside with doing genealogy research. And so that is why I'm doing the Ancestor Power Project. Maybe you don't have the budget to hire me to do this for you, to research, or maybe you've been doing genealogy for decades, but you want to find more meaning in it, more purpose in it. Maybe your tree is quite full and you still want to do this work, but maybe you want to now write your ancestor's story. Maybe you want to learn more about them as an individual. The Ancestor Power Project will guide you through that process, guide you through in an organized way, in a group. We will keep each other accountable to be able to actually do each of the lessons, to be able to, by the end of the 8 weeks, to have a story about one of your ancestors and be able to see their life as fully as you can, not just by looking at census records and vital records, but by filling in those holes, those questions with newspaper articles or with historical context or with finding where their actual home was and being able to map all the locations that they lived and being able to look at all of the information about them to really understand more about what their life might have been like. So that is what I will help you with in the Ancestor Power Project. I also want to keep it a small group. I'm limiting it to 20 people. It's going to start April 17th. And the way that it's going to work is we're going to have a group. We're going to have a Facebook group. I feel like Facebook is just the easiest way to interact in a group. I don't really love Facebook, but I've been in other groups where we have it on something else. another platform, and it's just hard to get people on there. I don't go on there. I go on Facebook every once in a while, and it's easier to get on there to share. So we'll have a group, but you don't have to be on the Facebook group if you don't want, where you can ask questions whenever. I'll answer them if they're simple there. And then every Friday, the lessons will be released. So we're going to work through my rooted lineage method. It's a method, a 5-step process for researching and understanding your ancestors' life and integrating it with your own. I'll walk you through that whole process through the 8 weeks. And you'll get new lessons every Friday that are pre-recorded that you can watch over the weekend, work on it, and then on every Wednesday, we'll meet at 10 a.m. Mountain Time to take things a little bit deeper and to help you through things. So if you need help, if you're stuck on something, or if you want to discuss something, whatever it is, we'll have that live call to work through that together. So if you can't be there live for those calls, that's totally fine. You can ask any questions in the Facebook group, and I will answer those more in depth on the call as well. That will be recorded. It's 8 weeks. I think it ends June something. I don't remember the exact date, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to be working through it myself with one of my ancestors. Even though I teach this and I know the importance of it, I don't always take the time to go through this whole process with one ancestor. All the times that I have, it is a very fulfilling practice, and I've created even better outline of it. When I ran a course called Know Your Ancestor, it was similar, kind of, but since then I've developed a better method. It's more thorough and just a better process. So I'm excited to try this out again with some of you. So if you are interested in joining the Ancestor Power Project, you can go to ancestorpowerproject.com to learn more about it and to sign up to get one of those spots to run this cohort together, to be in this group, to have accountability, and to be able to, by the end, really know one of your ancestors very fully, to feel a connection to them, to feel their wisdom, their strength, and their power in your life. I know that this is powerful stuff. I know that it is healing. I know that it is transformative for you, for relationships, even with your family that are here on Earth still today. So I hope that you'll join me. Again, go to ancestorpowerproject.com and we're going to get started in a couple weeks. All right, we'll see you later.